Welcome everybody, welcome to class, welcome to practice on this Sunday in September. As I've been saying, our yoga practice is really an antidote for all that's going on in the world around us for these past 6 months, and I think it's going to continue for a little while with the election and just so many things going on. So we need to be vigilant in keeping ourselves quiet and centered and calm amidst all of the storm. The second sutra of the Yoga Sutras is Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha, which means yoga. The definition of yoga, according to Patanjali, is the quieting of the turnings in the consciousness. So whenever you get lost in your thoughts or your feelings and you get caught up in an opinion or in the future or the past, it's important to step back a little bit and become aware of that and to see who you are on a deeper level. And that's what yoga is always inviting us to see who we are on a deeper level that's always peaceful, that's always calm, no matter what's going on around us. So that's what one of the many things that our yoga practice offers us. It's an antidote to the turbulence, really, of the world around us these days. So please switch the cross of your legs. Make sure that your shins are crossed right at the center. Have your feet soft. And then spread the right groins to the right and pull your right buttocks flesh back. Move your left groins to the left, the back groins, and move your left buttocks flesh back. And then balance your body weight evenly on your sitting bones. Bring your hands onto your thighs, not too near to the knees, not too near to the hips. And then draw your sitting bones down, be evenly balanced on your sitting bones. Draw your thigh bones down away from your hands. And then lift up through the sides of your trunk. Lift from the outer hips all the way to the underarms. Lift your shoulders upwards. Bring your shoulders back, your upper arm bones back. And then release the shoulders and the back upper neck muscles down. And move your shoulder blades into your back ribs. Bring the back of your head in line with your sacrum. Look straight forwards and stabilize your consciousness. Let go of anything that might be distracting you. Give yourself the gift of this practice today. Bring your hands to your heart center. Lift your chest upwards and close your eyes. Remove any glasses. Go inwards with your attention, bringing your head to your heart. Draw your senses inwards. Draw the eyes back, draw the ears in. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Smooth and soften all of the skin of your face. And allow your breaths to become deeper as you inhale, longer as you exhale. And allow your breath to become softer and smoother as you tether yourself to this golden present moment, allowing this practice to align you and to heal you and to uplift you and to be the antidote to the turbulence that might be around you. With your chest lifting well and your head in your heart, please join me for 3 ohms. Lift your chest upwards and bow your head downwards to the silence that comes after the ohms. Understand yourself as vast, open, space-like silence, unchanging, always present, always aware. Release your hands down to your thighs with your palms upwards. Raise your head and slowly open up your eyes. Good morning and welcome again. So switch the cross of your legs And if you're on props, sit further back on the props. So sit further back so that when you come forward, and you can have blocks under your hands, the stiffer bodies, have a chair in front of you. So walk all the way forward as far as you can. Be up on your fingertips. Make sure that your feet are soft and that you're lengthening the front body so the breastbone is pulling away from the navel. Get that length to come, and then maintain that as you come all the way forward. You can let your head come down. It does come down. In all forward bends, the head does come down wherever it goes. That's it. And then take deeper inhalations, longer exhalations. Notice any sensation that's arising, and understand that you are aware of that sensation, that you are not that sensation. That sensation is going to come and that sensation is going to go, but you, the awareness, will not come or go. You'll have many sensations during the class. Walk your hands back, and then inhale, get nice and tall through your spine, and then exhale, turn to the right. So make sure to turn the top of your right arm outwards. Bring your right hand all the way to the blankets behind your left buttocks. Bring your left hand onto the outer right knee. Lift your chest. Stay even on both sides of your spine. So as the navel draws back, keep the right ribs coming in towards the spine, but wrap your left ribs around. And you're twisting from your shoulder blades. So bring that left shoulder blade around, bring it into your back ribs. Move the right shoulder blade into your back ribs more to help you turn. Lift your chin upwards and release. And then inhale once again, and then exhale. Turn the top of your left arm outwards. Bring your left hand onto the floor or the blankets behind your right buttocks. Bring your right hand onto the outer left knee. First, get tall as you inhale, and then as you exhale, draw your abdomen back and start to turn. Keep both sides of your trunk even, so bring the right ribs in towards the spine, and as you bring the shoulders back, find your shoulder blades and move that left shoulder blade deeper into the back, and move the right shoulder blade deeper into the back. So the right shoulder blade moves away from the spine, and the left shoulder blade comes deeper in towards the spine. Lift your chin. Come back to the center and experience the result of twisting, parivriti. That's called Parsva Swastikasana. So please switch the cross of your legs and then come forward again. Of course, have props under your hands as needed. Come forward. Start on your fingertips and get that length to come on the front of your spine so that your diaphragm doesn't harden. Reach the breastbone away from the navel. Maintain that length, and then exhale, let the head come down. The head comes down, that's it. If there's shoulder sensitivity, you can always raise the hands higher on blocks, or you can take the hands wider. That's always fine. Make sure your feet are soft. If you need padding under the ankles, that's fine as well. Take deeper inhalations, longer exhalations. Acknowledge the sensation that's arising, and acknowledge that you are not that sensation. It's going to come, it's going to go. Deepen your breath. Good, and then walk your hands back. Get nice and tall, inhale, and then exhale. Turn the top of your right arm back and turn towards the right. Bring your right hand to behind your left buttocks. Draw your, lift up through the sides of your trunk. Draw your abdomen back. Bring your right ribs in as you turn. Lift your chin, turn a little bit more, and then come back to the center. Inhale, and then exhale, turn to the left. Bring your left hand all the way behind the right buttocks. Keep your chin lifted because that helps your dorsal spine to move in. As you turn, draw the abdomen back, get nice and tall, bend your elbows out, and then find your shoulder blade. So as you turn, you can really feel how that left shoulder blade moves deeper into the back. Yes, and then move your right shoulder blade away from the spine, but also into the back ribs. And then come back to the center. And feel the effects of Parsva Swastikasana. Now stretch out your legs, and we'll come into downward facing dog pose. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Please take your feet as wide as the sticky mat for this first downward facing dog pose so that you can have more space for your legs. And also take your hands as wide as the sticky mat. So take your hands and your feet wide. So decentralize your pose to create space. Have your hands turned out about 45 degrees. Bring your hands as wide as the mat. Bring your feet as wide. Have the heels wider than the toes. Spread your fingers and straighten your arms and start to pull your arms up into your torso, all the way up into the shoulder blades. Press your feet down and pull your legs upwards. Draw the legs up, deeper up into the pelvis, up into the hip sockets. And then take a deeper inhalation as you exhale. Move your outer thighs and your outer hips back. Move the outer thighs and the outer hips back. And then inhale again. As you exhale, move your back body into the front body. So the back moves into the front so that your chest moves closer to the legs. But as you do that, keep turning the tops of the arms out. Deepen the breath. Lengthen your spine. Good. Now come down onto the knees. Have your big toes touching, your knees apart for Adho Mukha Virasana, downward facing child's pose. That's it, or downward facing hero's pose. Take any props you need for under the head, for under the knees, for in between the feet and the hips. Stretch your arms forward. So keep your arms like downward dog, so the palms are flat. You can bring them either mat distance or shoulder cap distance, but move the thighs back, the inner thighs and the outer thighs, and the tops of your thighs all slide back so your hip crease gets deeper. Notice if there's any tightness in your groins today. Move the inner groins down, move your buttocks flesh back, and draw your abdomen back. So you're attaching the navel towards the sacrum. Now maintain that and then lengthen the sides of your trunk forward without disturbing your hips. Look forwards and again, get that lengthening to come from your breastbone away from your navel and then release the head down. That's it. So it's very much like downward dog. Your hips are going back. Hips are going back. The same actions occur once you have that length on the front of the body. Very good. Now one more time, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Now feel free to take your feet just as wide as your hips and take your hands as wide as your shoulders. You know, that's more of the classic position. But also feel free to decentralize. If you're having tightness in your body anywhere, that's fine. So as you straighten your arms, turning the tops of your arms out, hugging the elbows in, pull your arms up. Press your feet down and draw the thighs up, 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 up. Like we were doing in child's pose. Draw the thighs up and then inhale. As you exhale, take your outer thighs back and your outer hips up and lengthen the sides of the trunk. Get more space between your hips and your hands. Maximize that space there. And then move your back into the front as you exhale. Move the back into the front so that the top of the chest, the collarbone region, moves back towards the shin bones. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Deeper inhalations, longer exhalations, smoother, softer breaths. Very good. Now take your feet again as wide as your mat, like you did for the first downward dog, and walk your hands back to the feet. Walk your hands back to the feet. Bring your hands right under the shoulders. Use blocks as needed. If you have any lower back sensitivity, go to a wall. Put your hands onto the wall at the level of your waist. Otherwise, come into Ardha Uttanasana. So the hands are directly under the shoulders. Feel free to have blocks under your hands. If you can't get your back ribs to move in, you want your back ribs to move in so that your breastbone is going forward. Make sure that your hips are right over the ankles. Keep pulling the chest through the arms. So maintain that length of the front body. And then take your hands or the bricks wider apart and then bend your elbows out to the sides and now release the head down. Those of you on the wall, just keep your hands on the wall. Hands on the wall at the level of the waist. Keep moving your hips back. Those of you with your hands on the floor, take your hands wider, be up on fingertips or blocks. Bend your elbows out to the sides. Press down through your big toe mounds and pull up through your inner knees all the way up to the inner groins. There's no end to how much the groins can just lift up. And then lift the outer knees up into the outer hips. Visualize that someone's holding your outer hips in place as you lift the abdomen, and then as you exhale, take yourself further down. take yourself further down. Some of you can move your hands further back, more in line with the toes, more in line with the feet. That's it. So bend the elbows, release the ribs down, release the armpits down, the elbows down, the eardrums down, the head down. Exhale. Good. Otherwise, you can stay in concave back. Those of you, that's it. Or you can have your hands on the wall. Very good. Now bring your hands to your hips. Reach the chest forward and come up. Very good. And then just bring your legs back together and just stand for a moment. Take a deep, full breath in and out. Just feel the effects of just that bit of yoga. See how it's already helped you? Already helped you start to release some stuff. So we'll do some floor work now. So get your belt, lie down on your back. And then Abby, if you could turn, I think you're on an iPhone or an iPad, if you could turn it the other way so I don't have those spaces on the sides. Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. Great. So lie down on your back, have your belt handy or a towel if you don't have a belt, whatever you have around. So just lie down on the back. Start with your knees bent, have your belt handy, have your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. And if you can organize it so there's room to lift up your arms, you know, turn yourself around or just bring your arms up alongside your ears on the floor there. So you want to get long. So the feet are flat and the feet are apart, the knees are apart, hip distance apart. That's it. And then see if you can move your sacrum down into the floor and make sure that both sides of your sacrum are even on the floor. And as you lift your arms, see that your shoulder blades are even on your back. Have the knees bent. Have the knees bent. So you can more easily, more readily feel the sacrum with your knees bent. And then connect the abdomen to the lower back and lengthen from the hips all the way to the fingers. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Shoulders sensitive, take your hands and your arms wider. Always decentralize for sensitivity, tightness, restriction. Good. Now bring your arms back alongside your body and belt your right foot. Put the belt right around the big toe mound, right behind really the big toe mound and the little toe mound, and extend that right leg up. Just bring your right leg to vertical without any sense of pulling. Some of you might have to slant the leg a little bit towards your left foot, and then see if you can extend your left leg all the way from your left hip and bring your left leg to the floor. Get the back of your left leg down. So just hold the belt with two hands, so your hands will be apart so that the top of your chest can be open there. And make sure that the back of your left thigh is all the way down. So everybody lean your right leg away from you to get the back of your left thigh down to the floor. Get the back of that left thigh down. So lean the right leg away from your chest. Give yourself more belt at first. First establish that left leg and then reach the inner left heel forward and then lift up your chest as you exhale. Now maintain that left leg down. Now see if you can bring your right leg to vertical. Keep your right outer foot in line with your outer right hip. Keep moving the very top of the right thigh away from your right abdomen as you start to pull your right foot past vertical. Pull your right foot past vertical, some of you. That's it. But without lifting up the left leg. Keep pressing it down, that inner left leg, lifting up your chest. Make sure that your chin doesn't roll up. You can always have a blanket under the head. Super good. Now hold on to the belt with your right hand. Okay, now if you know that you need some support outside your right hip, you can have a rolled blanket or a foam block or something, a pillow outside that right hip. Okay, otherwise, hold on to the belt with your right hand close to the foot. Okay, and then bring your left arm out to the side. Establish the left side of your body, the left outer leg, the left back waist, and reach through the left arm as you slowly take the right leg out to the side. Supta Padangusthasana to the side. That's it, without letting your left side change. Nothing changes on that left side. So if you find that you're tipping over, put some support there outside the right hip. But keep reaching your right foot into that belt, extending that right inner leg. That's fine. You could push that foot into the wall there, Camille. That's fine. Sometimes I do it that way. Keep your outer left leg down. Keep your left back waist down. And move your abdomen from the right side back to the left side. Deepen your breath. Make sure that both sides of your torso are even, and it should feel like your right arm is being pulled out of the socket a little bit. Good. Now come back to the center. Hold on to the belt with your left hand. Keep your left inner thigh moving down. Keep your chest lifting well. as you inhale, and then exhale, bring your right leg over to the left, just a little bit. Keep your outer right hip grazing the floor. Roll your inner left thigh down. Keep extending through the inner left foot. Keep lifting your breastbone up away from your inner left foot. Now, as you inhale, as you exhale, move your outer right thigh away from your right shoulder. Straighten your leg more, Tammy. Straighten that right leg more. Make sure you're holding that belt with the left hand. That's it. Move that outer right thigh, outer right hip down. And keep reaching forward through the big toe mound and the inner right heel. Keep extending that inner leg, and then you're lifting up into the belt with that right foot. Some of you can pull the right foot a little bit up towards your left ear, but keep wrapping that outer right thigh down away from the right ribs. Very good. Now come back to the center and release. Just observe the difference between the left side and the right side. Good. And then start with, again, both of your knees bent and raise your arms up. Raise your arms up. So just come back and just bend your knees. Get your sacrum to move down into the floor. So make sure that your sacrum is even. Use the arms up over your head. Make sure that the shoulder blades are lifting up into your back body evenly. Bring the front ribs into the back ribs. So there's a connection of the lower breastbone and your navel. They're kind of moving towards each other. They don't move away from each other. That's it. And then lengthen from your hips all the way to your fingers. Make sure that your chin isn't lifting. Beautiful. Now, put the belt on your left foot, right on the behind the metatarsals on that left foot, and take the left leg up. Make it straight, and then see, once you have the left leg up, extend your right leg from your buttocks all the way to the heel. And there's no end to that action. You're just continually lengthening that right leg. So lean your left leg away from your chest. Go against, what you're ultimately going to do to get the back of the right leg to come down. It should feel like it's pressing down. Maintain that. That's the way. Hold the belt with your hands apart, and then you can start to bring your left leg back towards vertical. Bring your outer left foot in alignment with your outer left hip. The left leg tends to drift a little bit to the right. Good. Hold the belt. Now, with your arms, I didn't mention this on the first side, so I'll mention it here on the second side. Make sure that your inner upper arms are lifting up towards your face. So it's almost like your shoulders and your upper arms lift upwards. And then pull back from your outer elbows into the outer shoulders and lift your back ribs up. Lift, get that lift. Very good. And then maintain that as you start to pull your left foot closer. Pull your left foot closer. Some of you will walk your hands higher up the belt. That's it. But keep moving your left thigh away from your left abdomen. And make sure that you're not lifting the right leg or bending the left leg. Now hold on to the belt with your left hand. Make sure to have that support outside the left hip as needed. Stretch your right arm out, but then pause. No hurry, no rush. Get the outer right leg to be down, your right back waist to be down, and keep reaching through that right arm. As you inhale, then exhale, take your left leg out to the side. Go slow and move your abdomen back to the right. The abdomen draws down and it moves to the right. Keep pressing into the belt with your left big toe mound and extend that left inner heel out so there's an elongation of that left inner leg. Good. Keep your right outer leg down, your right waist down. Move your abdomen from the left side to the right side. Relax your eyes, relax your jaw. Make sure that you're not doing the pose with your tongue or with your eyes, or you're not holding your breath. Make sure that both sides of your trunk are even. Sometimes the left side gets a little bit short, so bring your right ribs in towards the spine. Now come back to the center and hold on to the belt with your right hand. Bring your left arm out to the side. Keep rolling the right inner thigh down. So the right inner thigh, establish that first and lift your chest. Inhale. And then as you exhale, take that left leg over to the right, keeping your outer left hip, barely touching the floor. Keep rolling the inner right leg down, extending through the inner right heel, lifting your chest. Inhaling. And then as you exhale, move your outer left thigh away from your left chest. Move your outer left hip down away from your left armpit. Diane, that's nice. That's it. And turn your abdomen back to the left side. Turn it. Some of you can come a little bit further over and move your left foot up towards your right shoulder. But keep moving that outer left thigh, outer left hip down. You got it. And then come back to the center and release. Great. Okay, and then come and watch. So I'm going to show you now. We're going to do another variation of that same pose, but now we are going to come all the way over. We're going to come all the way over. So if anyone that I don't think anyone here has had a hip replacement, but if you have had a hip replacement, I just want you to stay in that first stage. So watch what I do. So I have the belt here, okay? So if you have a hip replacement that I'm not aware, just come and do this again. This is enough for you. Otherwise, watch what I do. I bend the knee and I shift my hips towards the straight leg. And then I re-straighten the leg. Now I am rolling. I hope you can see that. I'm rolling onto the little toe side of the foot. And I'm bringing this elbow down. And I'm moving this hip away from my chest. I don't want it to come this way. I want it to go this way. And then I'm turning my abdomen and stretching this arm. So this is another version of Parivrita Supta Padangusthasana. Get ready. Lie down on your back and belt your right foot. Good. Hold the belt with two hands and establish your left leg. Get the left leg to go down. That's it. Move your right thigh away from your right abdomen. And you don't have to pull in very much for this one. Now, hold onto the belt with your left hand. Bend your left knee and shift your hips to the right. Shift your hips to the right side of your mat. Shift your hips and then roll all the way onto your outer left hip. Roll onto the little toe side of your foot and bring your left elbow down in line with your left shoulder. That's it. So you should have your right hip on top of your left hip. And your left leg should be in a straight line. Come all the way onto the little toe side of the foot. Your right hip is all the way on top of your left hip, and your left elbow is down. So establish your bottom leg, the left leg. Sharpen the outer edge of that left foot. Press it down. Come to the little toe side of the foot, Leora. The little toe side of that bottom foot. Get it all the way to the floor. The little toe side of your left foot, all the way to the floor. It's not on the floor yet. The little toe side, bring it, there you go, that's it. Now move your right hip away from your chest. Move your right hip towards your left foot. Strongly, strongly move the top hip away from you. You can use your hand if you'd like to. That's it. And then turn your abdomen from the left side to the right side and keep reaching that right arm out. Don't let your right foot come to the floor. It doesn't come to the floor. Your right foot should be as high as your right hip. The right foot is not coming to the floor. That's the way. Turn your abdomen, turn your ribs, and keep moving that hip. Heidi, move your bottom leg more towards the right. Move your bottom leg more towards the right. There you go, much better. Come back to the center and release. Take deeper breaths in and out, and we'll do that on the other side. Okay, so once you're ready, center your pelvis and then put the belt on your left foot. Hold again with two hands and extend your right leg out. Get the back of that right thigh down. Straighten your left leg and move the left thigh away from the abdomen. Okay, now hold onto the belt with your right hand. Bend your right knee and shift your hips towards the left. Yes, shift your hips towards the straight leg. And then roll all the way onto your right hip, onto the outer right hip. Roll onto the little toe side of your right foot. Make sure that your right leg is in line with your right shoulder. Yes. And bring your right elbow down in line with your right shoulder. Your right elbow comes down to the floor. Bring your left leg parallel to the floor. Don't let your left foot come all the way to the floor. Your left leg should be parallel to the floor. Now establish your bottom leg. Press it down. Press the little toe side of that right foot down. Come further over, Abby, so that your top leg is parallel to the floor. Now maintain that, and now move your left hip away from your chest. Move your left top hip towards your bottom foot, even more. You can use your left hand to push it. Push it. Now turn your abdomen from the right side to the left side. Turn the abdomen, lift your chest, and then reach out through that left arm across the room. Keep using your breath. So this is Parivrita Supta Padangusthasana. Excellent. And now come back to the center and release. Very good. So just stretch out your legs. Lift up your arms over your head again. Bring your legs together now. Lock your thumbs above you, unless you have shoulder sensitivity, and then keep your hands apart. Pull your heels away from your fingers, legs away from arms, pelvis away from chest. Switch the cross of your thumbs. Bring the bottom of your breastbone closer to your navel, so your front ribs move into the back ribs. Inhale, and now draw your knees into the chest and wrap your arms around the legs. Pavamuktasana. Draw the thighs down. Good. Keep both sides of your sacrum even. Okay, and then roll to the side, and then one more time, downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose. Okay, so I'm going to give a, downward dog. And just see if your downward dog has changed at all. Again, you can decentralize. So keep moving the thighs away from the forearms. The forearms lift away from the floor. The thighs move away from the undersides of the forearms. Move the back into the front. Deepen your breath. Keep moving the outer hips, outer thighs back. Lifting the hips up and back. Excellent. Good. Omar. Nice. Nice pose. And then walk your feet towards your hands. And again, take Ardha Uttanasana. Feel free to have the feet just hip distance apart. Use blocks under your hands. Come to the wall. Lower back sensitive, folks. So lift your chest. Get your back ribs to move into the front ribs. It's not an easy pose. It's a very challenging pose. It's a challenging pose. So you can use the support of bricks. You can even have your hands on a chair. Otherwise, just go to the wall. Nice. Straighten the legs. Pull your chest through the arms. Get your back ribs. So look forward. No, come up. Ardha Uttanasana. Concave back. That's the way. Yes, good. Now, take your hands wider and bend your arms out to the sides and go down. Be on your fingertips. Some of you can bring your hands further back alongside the feet. Others of you can even hold on to the backs of your ankles. Hold on to the backs of your ankles. Even wrap your thumbs around the outer ankles. Inhale. As you press down through the big toe mounds, pull up through your inner thighs. Draw the outer thighs up. Draw the outer thighs back. And then draw the abdomen up. And then take your spine down. Nice. Spread your elbows out to the sides. Head down, ears down, legs straight. For you, Bob, just bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees. Get the forward bend. Bend your knees. Bring your hands down to the floor. Be like a rag doll. Bring your hands down to the floor. That's the way. Yes, get that forward bend aspect with the hamstrings out of it. Very good. Now bring your hands to the hips. Reach the chest forward and up you come. Again, take a moment to establish the effects of what we've just done, taking deep breaths in and out. Okay, now come to the center of your mat. Have your belt available to you. We'll do a few shoulder openers. So just stand with your feet sitting bone distance apart. Diane, you can do these gingerly, right? Put the belt over your left shoulder, those of you who need the belt, and then stand with your feet sitting bone distance apart. Come back into your heels, so locate your body weight on the front of the heels. Pull up through the kneecaps. That's it. Move the top of the buttocks down. Draw the outer hips in. Draw your lower abdomen back and lift up from behind your breastbone. Extend your arms down. Lift your shoulders. Roll the shoulders back and down. And extend your arms down, making your arms as straight as your legs. Bring the back of your head in line with your sacrum. And keep reaching up through the crown of the head. Look straight forwards, try to look at eye level. Look at the camera only as you need to. And then raise your arms out for Urdhva Hastasana. Raise your arms out. Urdhva Hastasana. Have your palms facing each other. Keep moving the outer armpit, outer deltoid forward. That's it. So that the thumbs slowly move away from each other. So those outer arms go in, and then maintain that as you raise your arms up. Move your arms back, interlace the fingers above you all the way to the webbing and turn your palms upwards. Turn the palms upwards for Urdhva Badanguliasana. That's it. Press down through your heels, reach up through the heels of your hands, and then move the little finger sides of your hands back and move your shoulder blades into your back ribs. That's it. Now come to Urdhva Hastasana with your palms forward. Palms are forward. That's it. Good. Now bring your left arm, actually bring your right arm around, and turn this outer elbow in. Hold your elbow and bring your hand down your back. Your left hand will come down your back. Keep pulling this left elbow upwards. Bring your front ribs back and then bring your right arm around. Turn your palm backwards and hold on to the fingers or hold on to the belt for Gomukhasana arms. See that both sides of your torso are even. Sometimes the right side becomes a little bit shorter. Shift your body weight back into your heels. Just have your feet sitting bone distance apart. So you're decentralizing your Tadasana. Good. That's it. And then move your right forearm into your back ribs and move that right shoulder blade deeper into your back. Move that right shoulder blade as you move your outer right shoulder back. Keep reaching up through the left elbow. Move your head back into your left forearm. And then go ahead and release your arms and deepen your breath. Now move your belt to the other side and stand in Tadasana. Shift your body weight back. Look straight forwards. Bring your arms out to the sides this time. Reach your right arm more to the right. Reach your left arm more to the left. Keep flowing your back upper neck muscles down as you turn the tops of your arms out. So now your palms are upwards. And then spread the skin of your palms. And then go all the way up. Again, Urdhva Hastasana with the palms forward. Keep rolling the outer deltoids forwards so that the thumbs move away from each other. Lift your arms higher and move them further back. Now interlace your fingers the less habitual way above you. Turn your palms upwards. Urdhva Badanguliasana. Shift your body weight back. Nice. That's it. Good. Don't let your back ribs drop. Keep your back ribs from dropping. Lift the back ribs, even if your arms don't come as far back as you'd like. That just comes with time. Reach up through the heels of the hands. Move the little finger sides of your hands back. Shoulder blades in. Now release and have your palms forward. Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands with your palms forwards. Now bring your left arm around to the right arm. Roll the arm and keep the elbow in as you hold onto that right elbow. Hold the right elbow, pull it upwards. Just keep the elbow right in line with the shoulder, not behind the head, and then take your left arm out to the side, turn, and bring this arm back. Make sure that this side, the left side, doesn't shorten. That's what can tend to happen in the pose. Then come back into your base, which is your heels. Pull your kneecaps up and move the top of the buttocks down. And now move your left outer shoulder back and move that left shoulder blade deeper into your back ribs. Move your head back into your right forearm. Keep pulling the top elbow upwards. See if you can get another finger or some more belt. Relax your eyes, relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Draw the abdomen and the front ribs back. Very good. And now release. Very good. Put your belt to the side. Okay, and then interlace your fingers behind you this way. Roll the shoulder, lift the shoulders and roll the shoulders back and pull your knuckles back and downwards. So you're pulling the knuckles back and downwards. If this feels too much for anybody, lock your thumbs or use a belt. Hold on to a belt in between the hands. Now switch the interlace. Keep lifting the shoulders, roll the shoulders back and down. Keep your head back, so don't let your head jut forward. Move the shoulder blades into your back ribs. Very good. Now release. Some of you will repeat that. Some of you will repeat that again. So that's Paschimma Badanguliasana. Others of you, bring your arms out to the sides and bring your hands into Paschimma Namaskarasana. So you're either here or you're here. So choose one that's best for you. Those of you in Paschimma Namaskarasana, get your hands up. Press the index and the thumbs together and push the little finger sides of your hands into the back and then spread your outer shoulders like wings. So bring the outer corners of your collarbones back. Bring your head back, the back of your head in line with your sacrum. Bring your tailbone forward. Those of you doing Urdhva Badanguliasana, switch the cross of your fingers. Keep pulling your hands back and down as you move, everybody move the shoulder blades deeper into your back ribs. Make sure that your head isn't forward. Now everybody slowly release the pose without shaking your arms. Without shaking the arms. Just extend the arms down. Feel the effects of those shoulder openers. Very good. Okay, now we'll do some standing postures now. So bring your feet together, stand in Tadasana. Now this is where, Fran, you might want to go to a wall. So you can always have your near to a wall if you have any balance issues. Anyone have any props that you need around you? The first one, we'll just do a nice Utkatasana. So bring your feet together, bring your arms out to the sides, and flow your back upper neck muscles down as you turn your arms, raise your arms upwards, keep raising, and then start to bend your knees. As you bend your knees, shift your body weight back into the heels, move your thighs down, move your buttocks down, but keep the sides of your trunk lifting. Don't let your arms come forward. Keep your arms up alongside your ears. Look forwards. That's it, Utkatasana. And now press your heels down and reach up beyond your fingertips. Turn your palms outwards and bring your arms out to the sides and down. That's the way. Now bring your hands to the center of the chest and either step or jump your legs wide apart. So step or jump your legs wide apart. For Utthita Hasta Karasana. Bring your feet all the way out under your hands. Have your toes forwards. Press the heels down, pull the kneecaps up. Keep reaching the right arm to the right, the left arm to the left. Now turn your left foot slightly in. Turn your whole right leg out from the top of the thigh. That's it. Press your heels down. So you're reaching down first, but also pull your legs up into your hips. Turn your inner right leg to the outer right leg. Reach out and bring your right hand down to the left. That's it. Bring your right hand down. So bring your left hand onto the hip and press into the inner edge of your right foot. Pull up through your right kneecap. Just bring your left hand onto the hip and turn your inner right leg to the outer right leg. Draw the outer right knee up into the right buttocks, and now bring your right buttocks forward. Bring the right side of your tailbone forward, keeping your outer left thigh back. Now draw your abdomen back and see if you can get the turn. Turn your abdomen up towards the ceiling, even if you have to bring your right hand higher up. In fact, everybody, bring your right hand higher up your leg so that you can turn your torso more. Yes, turn your torso. Get your left shoulder back and bring your shoulder blades into your back ribs. Keep the back of your head in line with your sacrum. Now lift up your left arm. Keep reaching it upwards. Keep that turn, but maybe you can slide the right hand further down now, but without dropping the abdomen to the floor. Press the outer edge of your left foot, reach up with your left hand, and come up out of the posture. That's the way. Turn your right toes forward, bring your hands to the hips, deepen your breath. Press down through your heels and pull up through your legs into your hips, and then lift your chest away from your hips, rolling the shoulders back. Now raise your arms up and we'll do the other side. Utthita Trikonasana. So make sure that your feet are all the way out under the hands. Turn your right foot slightly in, turn your whole left leg out, keeping your right shoulder back. You should have a heel to arch alignment of your feet. So press, drive your heels down, but then pull your kneecaps up and lift your legs up into your hips. Yes, and then reach from your hips back down into your feet. So it's both, up and down. Now lift your chest away from your pelvis and then reach out and bring your left hand down to your leg and bring your right hand onto the hip. Good. Now press down through the inner edge of your left foot, pull up through your left kneecap, turn your inner left leg to the outer left leg and draw up from your outer left knee into your left buttocks. And then bring the left side of your tailbone further forward. Right hand on the hip, right hand on the hip. Now press the outer edge of your right foot down, move your outer right thigh back. Move the right thigh back. Now where is your abdomen going? Bring it back and turn it up towards the ceiling. Bring your left hand higher up your leg to get more turn. Get the right ribs all the way over the left ribs. So bring your right ribs all the way over your left ribs. Yes, right ribs, right shoulder back, and get the shoulder blades into your back ribs. That's the way. Bring the back of your head in line with your sacrum. Now lift up your right arm, and then keeping that turn, maybe you can move your left hand more down towards the ankle, but don't let the abdomen go down towards the floor. Keep it moving up. Tammy, that's excellent. Press your outer right foot down, reach up with your right arm, and come up out of the post. Turn your left foot in, and again, step or jump your legs back together. Stand in Tadasana. Press your heels down, lift up from behind your breastbone and absorb the effects of Utthita Trikonasana. Good, we'll do Uttita Parsvakonasana next. So you can have blocks on either side. Those of you who need blocks, I'll teach all 3 stages, but just in case you want to have some blocks for your hands, have some blocks for your hands. Okay, so stand in Tadasana. Bring your hands to the center of the chest, and again, step or jump your legs wide apart. Those of you step and keep alternating the leg. Don't always step out with your same leg. That's it. So straighten your legs. Press the heels down, and then lift the legs up. Good, lift your chest up out of your pelvis, reach your arms out. Now turn your left foot slightly in, turn your whole right leg out. Keep your left shoulder back. Keep reaching back through this left wrist. Bend your front knee. Get your knee right over the ankle, get your hip down. Now, reach all the way out, bring your right ribs down. You can bring your forearm onto the thigh, left hand onto the hip. That's the easiest. Otherwise, bring your hand down to a block, right outside your right ankle, or down to the floor. If you can go down to the floor, go down to the floor. Now, move as you press your right knee back into your arm. Draw the outer right knee back into the right buttocks and bring your right side of your tailbone forward. Yes, press into the outer edge of your left foot. Good, now turn your abdomen up towards the ceiling. If you can't get it to turn, move the brick higher or come to the forearm onto the thigh. So get that abdomen to turn all the way up to the ceiling. Get your left ribs over your right ribs. Get the left ribs over so they're not dropping towards the floor. Get your left shoulder back. Take the top arm upwards, turn the arm and extend it towards the back of the ear. And then reach from the outer edge of your left foot through the left middle finger. But turn your abdomen up towards the ceiling and you can look up under your left underarm. Nice. Lift up your left arm and come up out of the posture. Turn your right toes in. Bring your hands to the hips. Deepen your breath. If anyone needs to bring your legs together and then step your legs or jump your legs apart, that's completely acceptable. Deepen your breath. Flare your nostrils. Swallow some saliva. That's it. Okay, now let's do it on the other side. So raise your arms. Turn your right foot slightly in. Turn your left leg all the way out from the top of the thigh. That's it. Good. Now keep your chest lifting. Now bend your front knee to a square. Bend your front knee. Get the left knee right over the ankle. That's it. And then reach out. And bring your left forearm onto the thigh, right hand onto the hip. Stage 1. Otherwise, use a brick for your hand. Otherwise, come to the floor. But if you're coming to the floor and your abdomen is dropping, I don't recommend that, especially for today. So press your left heel down and move the outer left knee back into your left arm. Barbara, bend your knee more, your left knee. Draw the outer left knee back into the left buttocks and bring your left buttocks, your left tailbone forward. Very good. Press the outer edge of your right foot down and roll your outer right thigh back. See if you can be in the pose but still have any softness, any relaxation, so it's not just all work and gripping. Good. Now, turn your abdomen up towards the ceiling and bring yourself higher if you need to. Turn. Get your right ribs over your left ribs. Roll your right shoulder back. Bring your shoulder blades into your back body and bring your head back. Now, lift up your right arm, turn it, and extend it as you exhale. Turn. Bring the top arm close to the top ear. That's it. And you're reaching from that right outer foot through those right middle fingertips. Beautiful, Barbara. That's excellent. But turn your abdomen up towards the ceiling and look up under your right underarm. Nice. Lift up your right arm. Come up out of the pose. Turn your left foot in. And again, step your legs or jump your legs back together. Take a deep breath in and out. It's a challenging pose, right? It's a vigorous pose. Acknowledge that. You've worked hard. Now we'll rest a little bit. So take your feet apart. Take your heels wider than the toes. Those of you going to the wall, don't go to the wall at first. Just hold your elbows, everybody. Hold your elbows. Bend your knees and then go down. So from the side, you're like a ragdoll. Just be in that ragdoll position. The knees are micro bent so that your upper body is on your lower body. You're like a ragdoll. Take your feet at least as wide as your hips, but bring your chest onto your thighs. Go down. You're like a ragdoll. That's it. Move your elbows more towards the back of the head. Very good. Release. Okay, now those of you who need to go to the wall now to straighten your legs, go to the wall. Everybody else, straighten your legs and stay in the pose. But switch the cross of your arms. Stay in the pose and straighten your legs. Otherwise, now go to the wall. So Bob, this is where you would go to the wall or go to bricks. Yes, so you have both versions. Straighten those legs more or more. Don't let your legs bend at all. Straighten the legs. Exhale. If it feels better to have your hands on the floor, of course, have your hands on the floor. That's always an option. That's an easier option. Now bring your hands onto the hips, reach the chest forward, and up you come. Very good. Okay, now I'm going to bring your left heel to the wall. So I'll show from two different sides. So you'll have your left heel against the wall, and you'll have bricks or chairs in front of you. So from this side, it looks this way. My left heel is against the wall, my left foot is turned out 45 degrees, and my right foot is forward. I have two bricks here, but this could also be a chair. You could also have a chair. Okay, if that's not, if the bricks are too low for you, have a chair available. Okay, so get that set up, and then I'm going to show what I want you to do. Okay, so get that set up, and then I'll show what I'd like you to do. Okay, so come and watch once you have that set up. Okay, so it's it's two different poses together. Two different poses together. The first one is Parivrita Trikonasana. So I'm using the wall to push my left heel into the wall. And if your left heel is coming up the wall, that's okay. You can also put something under that left heel if you need to. But this left hip is coming forward, the right hip is back. And then I reach up and I turn from here. I turn from here, I turn, and I bring my hand down onto the brick on the little toe side of my foot. I press my legs down, I lift my chest upwards, just like we were doing in those other poses. I get these ribs over my bottom ribs, so I have to turn, and then I take the top arm up. Parivrita Trikonasana. If that's too much, you can have your hand on the inside. You can try it with the hand on the inside. I can also show with a chair. I'll show that in a moment. And then once you come down out of that, you'll take these bricks all the way forward for Parsvottanasana, forward bend. Okay, so let's do that. Those of you on the chair, watch. I'll show how you can use a chair as well. So instead of the bricks, when you come down, you can either have your hand on a chair, and you can do this, or you can even have your forearm on the chair. Those are two great ways to do the pose with a chair. So get ready, bring your left heel to the wall, step your right leg out, about 4 or 5 feet forward. Line up your front heel with your back heel. Otherwise, if you have any balance issues, move your right foot more to the right. Yes, good. Okay, now make sure that your bricks are handy. Now keep your right hand on the hip, lift up your left arm, lift up your left arm, lift it upwards. Draw your lower abdomen back, inhale, turn from your lower abdomen from the left to the right, turn your ribs and then reach out and bring your left hand down onto the little toe side of the foot. You can use a brick there. If that feels too intense, bring the brick on the arch side of the foot and work there. If that feels too intense, put your hand on a chair. Very good. Now, once you have your pose, press your heels down, pull up through your legs, draw your outer hips in, but then reach back down into your feet. That's it. Get that stability. Now lift your chest and start to turn. Get your right ribs over your left ribs all the way so you're like in a side. That's good. Get your right shoulder. Now get the shoulder blades into the back ribs. Move your head back. Now lift up your right arm. Lift it upwards. That's the way. Good, Marie. Good choice. Get the hips to go in. Omar, that's excellent. Very good. And now release. Bring your right hand down. Bring your hands onto the bricks. They can be at the highest level or the second level. And then walk your hands all the way forward like downward dog. But keep driving your left heel back into the wall. Move your right hip back as you press the inner right foot down. Move those bricks further forward, Lois, all the way like downward dog. You can have the bricks at the higher level. That's it. Walk your hands all the way forward and then release your head down. The head goes down. That's the way. Good. Exhale. Move the fronts of your thighs into the backs of the thighs. Be on the fingertips, Fran. Fingertips, but that's really good. Walk your hands back under the shoulders. Press your heels down. Bring your hands to the hips. Reach the chest forward and up you come. Excellent work, you guys. Okay, get ready. Let's do that again. Bring your right foot back to the wall and step your left leg forward in between those bricks. That's it. Have your hands to the hips. So use the wall. With your right heel, push it back, but bring your right hip forward. Press your inner left foot down. Draw your left hip back. Your hips are compacting in. You have a heel-to-heel alignment. Otherwise, you've moved your left foot a little bit over to the left for more stability. Lift up your right arm. Draw your lower abdomen back. Inhale, and now start to turn like a corkscrew from your abdomen, from your ribs. Reach out with your right arm and then over, and bring your hand down to the brick. Yes, and then straighten your legs. You can bring your left hand onto the lower back, or you can lift it straight up from the get-go. Good. Now, once you have that left hand straight, press your feet down. Yes, and pull up through your legs. Draw the hips in. Now, inhale, lift your chest. There you go. And then move your left ribs back and your right ribs forward. Get more turn. And use the shoulder blades in your back to move the right shoulder blade deeper in. The left shoulder blade moves away from your spine, upwards towards the ceiling. Bring the head back. Use your breath. Very good, you guys. And now release. Bring that left hand down. Bring your hands onto the bricks on either side of your feet. Keep that leg straight, Eleanor. There, and then walk your hands all the way forward. Yes, go forward with your hands, Parsvottanasana. And see how the Parivrita Trikonasana, it gives you Parsvottanasana, because I haven't even said turn your abdomen, because your abdomen is already turned, hasn't it? Yeah, it turns already. So walk the hands all the way forward. Some of you can lower the bricks or even lose the bricks. I'll leave that to you. Deepen your breath. Press the fronts of your thighs into the backs of the thighs. Draw the left hip back and the right hip forward. Good. Now walk your hands back under the shoulders. Bring your hands to the hips. Reach the chest forward and come up out of the pose. Very good. Stand in Tadasana. It's another intense posture, isn't it? Feel the effects of Parivrita Trikonasana and Parsvottanasana. Okay, now we'll do Prasarita Padottanasana. This is the last standing pose. So bring your heels to the back edge of your mat. Bring your hands to the hips. Step or jump your legs wide apart. Keep your heels in line with the long edge of your mat. Take your heels wider than the toes. Some of you will need bricks in front of you. Okay, we'll do all three stages of the pose. So press down through your heels, but pull up through the legs. Draw the outer hips in. Lift your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back. Look upwards, and then come forwards. And bring your hands down to the floor. And lift your chest. Lift your chest. Good. Get your back ribs to come into the front ribs. Move your breastbone forward. And then keep your hips right over your ankles, but walk your hands all the way forward. Walk your hands all the way forward. Yes, but don't let your hips come forward. Keep your outer thighs moving back, your outer hips moving in. Lift the inner legs to the outer legs. Good. Some of you can stay here. You can just put a block under your forehead and rest. Others of you, walk your hands back in between your feet and then release your head down to the floor or put a block under the crown of your head. So you can see what's best for your body today. But make sure that your hands are in a straight line with your feet. Your fingernails are going the same direction as your toenails. Your wrists and your elbows are as wide as your shoulders. Your head is resting, but your shoulders are lifting. That's it. Spread your legs, pressing the outer edges of your feet down. Barbara H., if you can take your feet any wider, do that. Good. Lower back sensitive. The one with your hands forward is probably a better choice. Better choice, hands forward. Adho Mukha. Relax your eyes, relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Very good. Now walk your hands either back or forward, depending on which variation you're doing. Shuffle your feet closer together. Bring your hands to the hips. And reach your chest forward and come on up. Join your legs together again. Feel the effects of your standing poses today. They require a lot of work, a lot of energy, but the payoff is maximum. The payoff is wonderful. So they're worth the effort, those strong standing poses. Those of you who do headstand, get ready for headstand now. Those of you not doing headstand, take Supta Baddha Konasana. Rest your spine on a bolster with your legs apart. With your legs apart. Supta Baddha Konasana, or you can do Shirsasana headstand at the wall or in the center of the room. depending on wherever you are in your practice.
Edwin, can you show me the other option? I ate a very late breakfast and I don't think it's best for me to go on a headstand.
I'll show with and without a bolster. So if
Thank you.
Bolster, this is with a bolster. You have a bolster and then you have a blanket for your head. And then you make the other blanket into a donut roll around your ankles. So it looks this way. So you make it into a roll, the blanket or a towel, and you put it on top of your feet and under your ankles. And then you just rest your spine on that bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you can do the same pose on the floor, or you can put bricks. You can put bricks along your spine, and you can do it with your spine on bricks. So this is the Supta Baddha Konasana. And this will be good. Yeah. Remember, try your best. I know it's challenging, but not to have anything heavy about an hour and a half or 2 hours before the practice. Just in case, like today, we're doing some twisting, right? Very good. So go up into your pose. Now, those of you in Supta Baddha Konasana, bring your feet as close to the pelvis as you can, and then let your inner thighs spread. It's a great pose to do after those standing poses, to let your groins irrigate. Let your outer thighs move down towards the floor, lengthen through the sides of your trunk, and let your abdomen become super soft. And then you can always keep your arms here, or you can also lift up your arms and hold your elbows if you'd like to. If you'd like a little bit more activity in the pose, you can hold your arms around your head. And then in your own time, you just switch the cross of your arms and then come back to the original place. Now, those of you in headstand, connect your forearms to the earth element. Press down through the outer wrists, through the forearms. Press your outer elbows down and then lift up through your inner arms and lift your inner shoulders. Like we were lifting the inner groins, lift your inner shoulders up. Bring your shoulder blades up. Connect your bottom breastbone to your navel. And then lift your buttocks up off of your back ribs. Lift the buttocks up off of the back ribs. That's super good, Marie. Lean your left leg into the right leg a little bit. Lean your left, that's it, yes, beautiful. Okay, now once you have that lift, extend up through your inner legs. Remember how it felt to push your feet into the belt when we did that earlier today in Supta Padangusthasana series of poses, right? You were pushing that big toe mound up into the belt. So extend the inner legs. Lift the buttocks up. Keep your front ribs moving into the back ribs. And then make your eyes soft, make your jaw soft. Camille, that's really good. Bring your legs together and move your front ribs into the back ribs and bring your tailbone in. So the tailbone draws inwards. Deepen your breath, find steadiness. Allow your practice to be the antidote for whatever turbulence or activity is going on around you. Let this practice be a sanctuary to center yourself. Deepen your breath. Good. If you come down, then just rest in child's pose. Good. Now those of you with your still in shoulder stand, keep your shoulders lifting upwards and then start to come down out of the pose. Come down slowly and lightly, meditatively out of the pose. Retrace your steps. Make it all a meditation, like a Tai Chi meditation, like a dance. Good. And I'm so happy that at least you can do the headstand, Diane, right? You can still do headstand. That's good news. That means it's not so terrible, even though I know it's still painful. Those of you in Supta Baddha Konasana now, just stretch your legs out. Just stretch your legs out. So you're basically in a reclining backward bend. Everybody, deepen your breath. Those of you coming down from headstand, have your arms forward, but you can have your arms wider. You can bring your elbows down. You can see what feels better for you. And keep exhaling. Okay, and then slowly come on up. Take your time and let's come back to the center where we started the class. Get whatever you started with, your 2 blankets, or maybe you were sitting on some bricks, I don't know. And if you're using blankets, stack your blankets one on top of each other. And you're going to have them the long ways. So this is the sideways, right? Sideways. And then this is the long ways. And if you can manage it, if you have these Mexican style blankets, have the fringe edges going backwards. So it will look this way. If you don't have that, then just make it up in your own. Make sure that your belt is handy. And we'll do the first seated twist that we do in Iyengar yoga. Okay, but first just come to Dandasana, stretch your legs forward, sit on the front edge of the blanket. So you're not back on the blankets at all, you're just on the front edge of the blankets. If anyone has sensitive knees, you might want to double your sticky mat and have some more padding under the knees, under the shins. Okay, so just sit on the front edge of the blankets in Dandasana. Bring your fingertips beside you, or you can use blocks under your hands. Press the backs of your thighs down into the edge of the blankets. Move the fronts of your thighs into the backs of the thighs, and then lengthen the inner legs forward. Spread your toes really well. Press your fingertips down. Lift your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back. Bring the back of the head in line with the sacrum. So as Tadasana is the template for the standing asanas, this is the template. Dandasana is the template for the seated asanas. Very good. Now we're going to take the legs over to the left-hand side. So you can bring your right foot under your left leg, and you can bring your left ankle into the arch of your right foot. So from the side, it looks this way for my feet. So my ankle is in the arch of my foot. And then you have to move the blankets over to the right so that the front corner of the blanket is just under your right sitting bone. There's nothing under the left sitting bone. There should be nothing under there. Good, and you should feel that your left toes are going straight backwards and your right toes are going straight to the left. Okay, now lean to the right and move your calf muscle out to the side. Move this left calf muscle. So you can move the left hip further down. The abdomen draws back. Good, make sure that your belt is handy. Raise your arms upwards. Keep reaching up through the fingers. Lock your thumbs above you, unless you have any shoulder sensitivity that doesn't allow that. Move your left hip down. Draw the lower abdomen back. Keep pulling upwards and now turn from the left side to the right side. And then bring your left hand onto the outer thigh, near to the knee, and bring your right hand onto the edge of the blankets or to the floor, wherever you can manage. And then turn. Now as you turn, the left hip comes up, doesn't it? Bring it down. And as you turn, the left ribs, they go out to the side. So bring the left ribs in and lift up more through bring the right ribs in, Bring the right ribs in and lift up more through the left side of your trunk. So bring those right ribs in. Now lift your chin, lift your chest, and turn. Turn all the way around towards whatever's behind you. Pull on your knee, push into the blankets, Keep your right ribs coming in and move that right shoulder blade deeper into your back ribs and move your left shoulder blade away from the spine so you can come around. But keep your left shoulder cap back and now release. Good, so we'll do that same side. Okay, so now watch. The classic position is I bring this arm around and I hold on to the top of my arm. Can you see that? And then I swing this hand around. I swing. If you can't reach, you can even come to here. Otherwise, you can put a belt on your arm. You can put a belt so that you have more extension. So you can put a belt on your upper arm. I recommend that because you can really get a nice pose. Okay, so if you're going to use the belt, get a belt and put it on your upper left arm. And then everybody bring your right arm around, turn your right palm backwards, just like we did for Gomukhasana. Bring your right arm behind you and then hold on to your arm or hold on to the belt. That's it. And then inhale, this arm is like a handle. It's like a lever. It's like a lever, and then you swing it over and you come across. That's it. Good. It feels really good to do it with the belt, even if you can get your arm, because it gives you more space. So bring your body weight to the left. Get your left hip down. Draw your lower abdomen back. Get taller through both sides of your trunk. Inhale. And now bring your right ribs in. Bring the right ribs in. Yes. And roll the right shoulder back and move the right shoulder blade deeper into the back ribs. Pull on your arm or pull on the belt with your right hand. Pull and go further around. Hold on to the knee and go further around. Lift your chin. Move your dorsal spine in. Try to get your right ribs all the way back in line with your left ribs. And then release. Super good. Stretch back to the center and then stretch your legs forward. Come back to Dandasana. Take a deep breath in and out, and then bring your left leg under your right leg, and bring your right ankle into the arch of your left foot. And then shift your blankets to the left, so that just your left sitting bone is on the front corner of the blankets. Just your left sitting bone is on the front corner. Lean to the left and move your right calf muscle to the right. If you have knee sensitivity, sit higher up. You can sit on the front corner of a bolster. You can sit on more than one blanket. And if anyone needs to, I can also show with a chair, but it looks like everyone is okay. Because you can also do this, of course, in a chair. So your right toes should be going straight backwards. Your left toes are going to the left. Raise your arms. Raise your arms. Keep moving the right hip down. Descend the right hip down. Draw the lower abdomen back. Lock your thumbs and then switch the cross. So it's the less habitual way. Keep moving that right hip down. Both of your feet should be outside your right hip. The feet are not under the hips at all. And now turn to the left, turn. That's it. And then bring your right hand down to the outer thigh and bring your left hand onto the blanket or to the floor. And you're turning. Good. Now, notice how those left ribs, they push out, don't they? And you start to get uneven. So bring your left ribs in and then lift up through the right side of the trunk. Lift your chin, spread your elbows, and then as you move that left shoulder back, push your left shoulder blade into your back ribs. With your right hand, pull yourself around so that your left ribs are moving back and your right ribs are coming forward. That's it. Lift your chin. As your right ribs come forward, keep your right shoulder back. Draw the abdomen back. And now release. Good. Get your belt if you're using it. Okay, and you can put the belt on the upper right arm. Okay, and then bring your left arm around and you hold on to the belt or you hold on to the arm. Okay, and then this arm is like a lever. The elbow, the right elbow stays in, inhale, and then you exhale and you come over and you turn it. Now move the right hip down. Notice how those left ribs, almost everybody, I see it here in the camera, your left ribs are going out. Bring your left ribs in, draw the right hip down, draw the lower abdomen back, and now wrap your right ribs around. You can use your left hand to get those right ribs to come further around. Roll your left shoulder back and get that left shoulder blade in. Pull on your outer left knee. Lift your chin. Turn more. Release that right hip. Turn all the way around. Get your right ribs all the way around and your left ribs all the way back. And now release. Super good. Stretch out your legs. Okay? And come back to Dandasana and take a deep breath in and out. Okay, now I recommend that you sit higher for the next pose. So I'm going to sit on 3 blankets. You can sit on a bolster. You can sit on anything that you'd like to. I even recommend some of you with lower back sensitivity sit higher, and then also have a brick behind you. So I'm going to show from the side. I'm going to show from this side, from both sides. Okay, so this is Marichiyasana, the twist of the sage. So I'm sitting on the blankets. I'm using the blankets to get my sacrum to come in and out. If I don't have the blankets, my sacrum tends to fall backwards. So I'll leave that up to you as to how much height you need, okay? I prefer a little bit more height for this pose. So watch as I bring my hands under the back of the knee, and I bring my heel close, and I turn my toes towards my left thigh. And then I'm pulling this up, and I'm rolling back, and then watch. I inhale, lift, and then I exhale. I turn this around, and I hook this arm over. So it's work. I have to push this in, and I have to get this arm to come over as I bring my right hand back. So that's what it looks like from the front. Let me show you from the back. So because I'm really wanting to get these ribs to come all the way around, and these ribs to go all the way back. So I have to use my breath, turn my abdomen, and then hook. And do it more to get this space to get erased. And then I bring this hand around, and I'm turning all the way around. So these ribs are back, and these ribs are forward. Okay, get ready. So sit in Dandasana. Bring your hands under the back of the right knee. Bring your right heel towards your right sitting bone. Turn your right toes towards your left thigh. That's it. Press your hands down and lift your sacrum up. Draw your lower abdomen back. Good. Now, lift up your left arm. Hold up and press your right hand into the outer right thigh. Inhale. And as you exhale, hook that left arm over and then pause. Don't settle for what you get. Push the right thigh in. Inhale again. Move your abdomen from the left to the right. And then get your right arm further down. Get the right arm further down. That's it. Once you have that, then whip your right arm behind you. Bring your right hand onto the floor behind your left buttocks. Your left arm is bent. Your left arm is bent. That's it. Good. Now, once you have it, press down through your straight leg. Press down through the straight leg. Draw the outer hips in. Lift your chest. Lift your chest. Turn your abdomen from the right side to the left side. That's it. And then push your left arm into your leg. And as you push into the outer edge of your right foot, push that right knee into your arm and go further around. Go further around. Go further around. Move your head back. Get your left ribs all the way forward. Right ribs back. Head back. Shoulder blades in. Nice, you guys. And now release. And we'll go to the other side. Not bad. Okay. So get ready. Sit in Dandasana. Free your breath. So bend your left knee and bring your left heel towards your left sitting bone and turn your left toes towards your inner thigh. For now, interlace your fingers on the front of the shin, a little bit differently than we did the first time. So you pull the shin skin up and you lift. So this leg, the straight leg is moving down, the Dandasana leg is going down, and this is your Marichiyasana leg. But now lift up your right arm, start to turn your abdomen, connect with your breath. Inhale. Use your left hand, push your left knee inwards, and then hook your right elbow. But then you don't settle for that. That's just the first thing. So now, inhale, lift your chest again, turn your abdomen from the right to the left, push your left thigh in, and move further down with that right elbow. Then, once you have it, press down with your straight leg. Press down with that right leg. Draw your outer hips in, turn your abdomen from the right to the left, lift your breastbone, bring your left hand way back. Way back. Bring your left hand. Get your right ribs all the way around. Bring your left ribs all the way back. Move the left shoulder blade deeper into the back. Lift your chin upwards and turn more. Excellent. And now release. Okay. So come and watch. So now let's try to improve that pose a little bit. It's a challenging pose. So what you're going to do now, if you find that you need to sit higher, please do that. But watch what I do. So now, once I'm here, I'm going to actually have you come over. I'm going to have you come over onto the side. So you're coming over this way. I'm even lifting up my hips. See that? And I'm getting this around because most of you still have a big space here. And I'm wanting to get rid of that space. So if you come over and you get this around, now I've gotten rid of that space. You know, because eventually you hold on to this foot. I'm not asking you to do that, but that's the next stage. So you've really got to come around and then bring this hand around. One more time, let's try to get less space between the armpit and the thigh. So bend your right knee, bring your right heel towards the right sitting bone, turn your right toes inwards, bring your right hand onto the right thigh, lift up your arm. Now as you come over, hook that arm over, but lean to the right, lift up your hips, lean to the right, stand on your hands, and then get that left elbow further down. Get that left elbow further and further down. That's it. Then once you have that, you've lessened the space, then bring your hips down. Very good. Lift your chest and turn more. Turn your lower abdomen. Yes. Lift your left fingertips up to the ceiling. Move your head back. Throw the head back. Bring the left shoulder blades into the back ribs. Move your right hand further back. Not sure that you need that brick there, friend. That's good. Yeah, turn, go back. You got it, friend. That's excellent. Nice, you guys. These are better. And now release. Very good. Other side. So stretch out the right leg and bend your left leg. Last time, second side. Okay, so get tall, get nice and tall, then lift up your right arm. Lift up your right arm, inhale, and then as you exhale, hook it over, but then lean. Bring both of your hands down on that left side. That's the way. Good. Turn your abdomen. There. Very good, Omar. Good. Get that outer right shoulder all the way down. Once you have that, then bring your legs back, your hips back down. Straighten your right leg. Nice, Tammy. That's it. And then bring your left hand way back behind you. Push your arm into the leg. Push your leg into the arm. Lift your chest and turn. Press the right leg down. Move your head back. Bend your right elbow now, Camille. Bend your right elbow. Bend it. Or the left elbow, whichever one it is. That's it. The one that's up. That's it. Throw your head back. Nice, Nancy. Shoulder blades into the back ribs. Super good, you guys. And then release. Okay. And then just sit in Dandasana. Feel the effects of Marichyasana. Sit in Dandasana, so you can take the feet either together or hip distance apart. Just press your hands down, roll your shoulders back. Just let your breath move freely now, because the breath gets taken away when those twists come, don't they? I'm always working on my twists. They're challenging for me. They might be challenging for you as well. But they're, again, high reward. A lot of work, high reward. Okay, so let's release. Those of you who do shoulder stand, get ready for shoulder stand. Otherwise, put your legs up onto the wall with some height under your pelvis. Have some space between the wall and the bolster if you're putting your legs up onto the wall. Otherwise, you can do classic shoulder stand, or if you have chairs, you can do chair shoulder stand. Classic or chair shoulder stand, or legs up the wall. Yeah, and those of you with your legs up the wall, Barbara, that's really good. Try to get your hips closer. So those of you with your legs up the wall, your sitting bones come into that little pocket of space between the bolster and the wall, and then take your legs into Upavishta Konasana, because that will feel really nice. Those of you doing classic shoulder stand, once you're on your back, and if there's room, take your legs into Supta Konasana. So lift your legs up and over your head. Roll your inner arms to the outer arms, and then once you're in plow pose, bring your legs to plow. That's it, good. And then bring your hands onto the back and go up with your legs. Good. So if there's room there, Camille, take your legs wide apart so you can irrigate there you go, that's it, good. Those of you in shoulder stand, just keep your legs together now. Keep walking your elbows closer together, shoulder standers, pressing your upper arms down, walking your hands down your back, and lifting the sides of your chest upwards. The jaw relaxes, the throat relaxes. Come into your breath. That's it. And then those of you with your legs up the wall, bring your legs back together into the classic position. Keep rolling your outer thighs to the inner thighs. Reach your heels higher up the wall, but let your sitting bones move down. Move the fronts of your thighs into the backs of the thighs and completely untwist after those twistings that we did today in our practice. Those of you in shoulder balance, as you press your upper arms down, lift the skin of your back upwards, lift your legs, and also untwist. It's a very symmetrical pose. So those twistings are all asymmetrical poses. Now we're in a very symmetrical pose. Relax the eyes, relax the jaw. Keep your shoulder blades into your back ribs. Those of you in legs up the wall, Vipariti Karani, soften your abdomen. Those of you in shoulder stand, move your abdomen up towards your thighs. Abby, that's really good. Roll your legs in. Yeah, roll the legs in. Okay, now shoulder standers, come back into plow pose. Come back into plow pose. And only if you have your feet on the floor, take your legs wide apart. If you have your feet on a chair or a couch, just stay where you are. You can take your legs a little bit apart. Take your legs as wide as the chair or as wide as you can. But if you have your feet on the floor, take your legs wide apart. That's called Supta Konasana. Take your legs wide apart. That's the way. Good. Yeah, if you're on a chair, come to Supta Baddha Konasana with your feet on the back of the chair. Those of you up the wall, bring your legs also into Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring the bottoms of your feet together, press your heels into each other, and spread your inner thighs. Continue to open the groins. Those of you in Supta Konasana with your legs wide, take your legs even wider. Get on the top of your shoulders. That's the way. Good. Now, those of you in Supta Konasana, bring your legs back together and then slowly start to come down out of your pose. And just stay with your head back off the blankets. Just stay there. Bring your hips down, but just keep your head back off of the blankets and take a few breaths. Don't slide back just yet. Just keep your head back. So let C7 vertebrae go deep up. Now, those of you with your hips on the bolster, bring your knees together and slide back off of the bolster with your legs up the wall. Now, those of you in shoulder balance, now you can slide your shoulders back off of the blankets and take deeper, fuller breaths. Now the shoulder blades are on the floor. Beautiful. Yes. So that's a good habit to get into. Just take a few breaths with just your head back after the shoulder balance. Now let's all get ready for Shavasana. Take your time, no hurry. Just take as much support as you need or would like under your thighs or under your head or over your thighs. Please have something to cover your eyes with, a belt, a blanket, a towel. If there's a lot of light in your room, maybe even take the time to turn down the light. And then once you're settled, decentralize your legs a little bit and lengthen your buttocks towards your feet. And make sure that your sacrum is balanced on the floor. Decentralize your arms from your shoulders to your hands and decentralize your arms, but make sure that your shoulder blades are evenly on your back. Lengthen the back of the neck. Close your eyes. If there's anything you can cover your eyes with, do that. But make sure not to cover your nose. And then consciously, deliberately let loose your legs, your thigh bones. Let them be relaxed. They did a lot of work today in our asanas. Let loose your upper arm bones. Let loose your lower jaw away from your upper jaw. Relax your tongue away from your teeth and the roof of your mouth. Draw your eyes back away from the lids and draw the inner ears deep away from the outer ears and relax inside your eardrums. Soften and smooth all the skin of your face. Let your facial features recede. Draw the front of your brain towards the back of your brain. Recede yourself into your chest. Relax from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Let the front body relax into the back body. Release yourself from any stress that you're aware of or not aware of. Let loose your bones. Let loose your muscles. Let loose your joints and your skin. Let go. Now bring your hands to your body and deepen your breath and absorb the effects of your practice today. Absorb the effects of your efforts. Bend your knees and roll to your side into a fetal position. Get your left shoulder over your right shoulder. Bring your knees way up into the chest. Exhale again. And then slowly come up with your head last. Sit in any position that feels good to you at this time. Our yoga words for today were the second sutra, Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yoga, the definition of yoga, according to Patanjali, is the quieting of the turnings of the mind. So whenever you feel that your mind is a little bit too loud and getting the best of you, come home to your practice. It's always here, even if it's just being aware of the breath, aware of the present moment. Bring your hands to your heart center. Lift up your chest. Bow your head downwards. Fill yourself with love and encouragement and support. Namaste. Peace and blessings to you all. Thank you for joining me on Sunday for practice. I appreciate all of you.